story we first told you here about on deplorable conditions at Detroit's former police headquarters.
7 Action News reporter Kim Russell joins us now from downtown. And Kim, what can you tell us about this?
Sometimes you talk and you just feel like nobody is hearing what you are saying. That's how one source felt. So they called 7 Action News and asked us to help expose terrible working conditions here at the old Detroit Police headquarters on Beaubien. We went inside to get evidence of those horrible conditions, and what happened next? Well, I guess you can say the concerns, they've been heard.
Dangerous in here. Can't have you standing in here.
Is it dangerous for you guys too, though?
Come on, ma'am. Come on, please leave the location.
When kicked out, I was only in the public area of the old Detroit Police headquarters, taking pictures of the elevators in the lobby, the ceiling next to the desk where officers greeted the public, the restroom anyone used to be able to use. It's not working now. Though kicked out, I didn't stop working. I went to police administrators at the nice, clean, new public safety headquarters. None in charge work in the old building. What do you want to say to the officers who say they're being forced to work in unsafe conditions?
I haven't heard that complaint.
And though I explained that water was dripping through the lights, the building smelled like mold, and there were no working toilets, this was the plan.
The next 2 months, we should be totally vacated out of that building.
The emergency manager's office told me police administrators were in charge. I called the mayor, even though Mayor Michael Duggan doesn't have power over this due to the emergency manager. Calls were made and suddenly there was action. Gary Brown, a former deputy police chief, says inspectors went in the building. He says he would have called for this sooner if he knew what was going on.
Maybe they did tell someone, it just didn't get to my level, but once it did, we dealt with the issue.
And that solution is that this building is closed while workers work to make it safe, not for workers to return here. This building is going to be permanently closed, but for workers to get in and get evidence and property that is stored in this building that will need to be carefully transported to a new location so that no cases are compromised. The workers no longer having to work in those deplorable conditions. Reporting live in Detroit, Kim Russell, 7 Action News.
Well, that's the good news. This may be a little bit TMI, but what were the officers doing when the restrooms were out of service?
Can you imagine this building? If you can take a look, it is a tall building. There are about 7, 8 floors if I count quickly. So they were going down the stairs, the elevators weren't working, and then they were going down the street to Greektown Casino across the street, using the restroom there. They did have a trailer for a little while, but they say not for long.
Yeah,
Live in Detroit, Kim Russell, back to you.
Yeah, and that's also on the city's dime, and they weren't working when they're out taking those long trips. Kim, thank you for that.
Very tedious.
Thank you for that live report tonight.